As one great empire crumbled, its shadow stretched long across the land, giving birth to a new world forged in faith, fire, and stone. For centuries, we've called it the Dark Ages, a time of supposed ignorance and stagnation following the fall of Rome. But is that the whole story? From the misty hills of Britain to the sun-scorched fields of Iberia, a complex and vibrant civilization was taking shape. This was an era not of darkness, but of profound transformation. An age of castles, cathedrals, and crusades. This is the story of the Middle Ages, a 1,000-year journey that laid the very foundations of the modern world. With the collapse of Roman authority, a new social order emerged from the chaos: feudalism. It was a pyramid of power and obligation, built upon the land itself. At its base were the peasants and serfs, their lives tied to the soil and the rhythm of the seasons, toiling from dawn till dusk to feed the realm. Above them stood the warrior class, the knights, clad in iron and bound by oaths of loyalty. They trained relentlessly, masters of the sword and lance, pledging their martial prowess to a lord in exchange for land. At the apex was the monarch, the king, whose authority, often divine in theory, depended on the fragile allegiance of his powerful vassals. It was in this era that the iconic stone castle arose, evolving from simple wooden forts into formidable fortresses. These were not just homes, but symbols of power and centers of governance. Their towering keeps and massive walls, a stark declaration of dominance over the surrounding countryside. This was also an undeniable age of faith. The church was the single greatest unifying force in a fragmented Europe, its influence reaching into every corner of life, from the cradle to the grave. In sprawling monasteries, dedicated monks painstakingly preserved the knowledge of the ancient world, their hands copying manuscripts of scripture, science, and philosophy by candlelight. The skyline of Europe was transformed as communities poured their wealth and devotion into constructing awe-inspiring cathedrals, soaring monuments of stone and glass designed to draw the eye and the soul heavenward. Yet, this devotion also fueled conflict. Galvanized by papal calls to action, waves of knights and soldiers embarked on the Crusades, arduous pilgrimages of war to reclaim the Holy Land. These epic campaigns saw vast armies marching across continents, clashing with the great powers of the Islamic world, and forever changing the relationship between East and West. Far from the clash of swords and the halls of power, life pulsed with its own vibrant energy. In the growing towns and cities, bustling markets became the heart of the community. Merchants from distant lands displayed exotic goods, spices from the East, fine cloth from Flanders, and wine from France, while local artisans and farmers sold their wares. These centers of commerce were melting pots of ideas and culture, fostering a new, dynamic urban life. This era of knights and castles would not last forever. The late Middle Ages witnessed plagues and wars, but also the seeds of a spectacular rebirth. New trade routes, a rediscovery of classical knowledge, and groundbreaking innovations in art and science began to blossom, heralding the dawn of the Renaissance. The world that emerged from the medieval period was irrevocably changed, a direct inheritor of its laws, its universities, its art, and its aspirations. The Middle Ages were not a pause in history, but a crucial, formative chapter. It was a time that built the bridges from the ancient world to our own, leaving a legacy etched in stone and scripture, a testament to the resilience and creativity of the human spirit. The echoes of this fascinating and complex epoch still resonate today, reminding us that even in the deepest shadows, the light of a new dawn is always waiting to break.